Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am bringing you my full review of Disney's Riviera Resort. It is a Disney Vacation Club property. It is located in the Epcot Resort area. I'm going to share with you what I thought of my 4-night stay here, the transportation options, the dining options, the quality of the room, the cast members, all of the things that you need to know if you're considering staying at this very new and very beautiful resort, and I'm really glad that you're here. Now, as I drove up on the Riviera, I have to tell you, I had driven by this resort many times, but it has a gorgeous curb appeal, as they say. This resort just exudes luxury and European elegance, but my favorite thing probably pulling up was when the doors opened and I could hear that music. There are actually some playlists you can find online that have the music, but it is all of the Disney classics that you think you know, but sung in either French or Italian, and it is superb. I am huge into music. Anytime you take me anywhere, that's one of the first things I notice, and I'm gonna say they knocked it out of the park. I love the music and the atmosphere when you walk in. The cast members here are particularly warm and welcoming. The Riviera definitely has an elegant without feeling stuffy vibe to it. It is so high-end, and yet you feel completely comfortable walking around in shorts and flip-flops. Everyone is super open and welcoming, and it's just a very hospitable place. Now, when I first got into the room, I was very surprised by the gorgeous view that I had. We did not have great weather the week that I was there, so unfortunately I did not get to use the pools, which was one of my priorities to be able to let you guys know. I did sit by the pool for a little while, so I can at least report that it's a very chill, beautiful atmosphere. I also really enjoyed the walk over to Caribbean Beach. If you're someone that likes to go for a jog or a morning walk, this is a fabulous way to do that. There is a lot of mileage between the two resorts. But let's talk about transportation. The Skyliner is unbelievably efficient, and I have been like the last one to say I like the Skyliner, but the truth is I kept saying that I didn't like it when I hadn't actually stayed at a resort that had it, so it wasn't really fair. Getting on the Skyliner and having it be a 10-minute trip to Epcot was so easy I cannot even tell you. Now, there were times, if it was right at rope drop or it was right after park close, particularly at Epcot. I did not experience that at Hollywood Studios, where you can wait. The longest line I waited was 20 minutes for the Skyliner, and I got in it purposefully because it looked so horrifically long. It was all the way, up the bridge to Beach Club, but the cast member was like, I promise it's only 20 minutes, and she was spot on. Now, it can close due to inclement weather. There can be issues with the Skyliner, but I don't think there is a place, even if you're at Beach Club, where you can get to a resort quite that quickly without having to walk. I take that back, maybe Beach Club, but it's pretty darn close. And then Hollywood Studios is very easy to get to as well. You just have to make one transfer. So the transportation was much better than I had anticipated. The bus service is not great. You guys know how I feel about Disney buses. I've had the same frustrations with bus service, whether I am at a moderate or a deluxe resort. It just is what it is. And so if you're going to rely on Disney transportation and buses are your only option, just pack your patience and know that it is included in the cost of your room, but you're going to pay with your time. Always remember that Uber and Lyft are a fabulous option. Now, if you are a Disney Vacation Club member, of course, and staying on points, you can park at the Riviera for free. So renting a car is a fabulous option if you're at this resort and you don't want to have to mess with buses, but also Uber or Lyft, you're very centrally located. So in particular, Epcot and Hollywood Studios are just super quick to get to, so you will have no issues there whatsoever. Now let's talk about the dining really quickly. I have to tell you that the food here, particularly at the pool bar and at the counter service restaurant, is definitely a step above. Now, Topolino's, of course, is amazing. Actually, my first meal at Topolino's a few months ago was not great, but this time I had a much better experience. Love the atmosphere. Love that it's in the building. It was a very cold and rainy day when we decided to eat there, so it was so fabulous to not have to leave the building. I could picture this if it was really hot or whatever, to be able able to even just go up there and get a drink at the bar without having to leave the building would be fabulous. I really enjoyed Bar Riva. The atmosphere in there is very relaxed. It's definitely more than your typical pool bar. And the Prima Piatto, which is the quick service restaurant, was very nice as well. Beautiful atmosphere inside and very easy to get to-go options from there if you want to just go ahead and eat in your villa. Speaking of the villa, I felt it was very well planned. I love the pull-down Murphy bed as opposed to a pull-out sleeper sofa. I know that Disney Vacation Club is moving to that across the board, so I absolutely love that. Kudos to Disney Imagineering and designers for coming up with that option. Those beds are so much more comfortable, and it just gives the room, I don't know, just kind of a fun city atmosphere. Now, I have yet to stay in the Tower Studios, although that is a goal of mine. As someone who has stayed in some teeny tiny hotels in Europe, the size of those rooms does not bother me, especially since you also have a balcony. So I'm actually really excited to eventually stay in one of those rooms. Now, the one big downside to the Riviera, if you are paying cash, is the price. I paid $470 a night, and I had a very generous pass holder discount. So unless you have a pretty significant discount, I think these rooms are overpriced, considering that you are not adjacent to a theme park. I know others have said the same thing. If you're staying on points as a DVC member, it will take a lot of points to stay here. I will say, though, that I understand why. All of the amenities are very much upgraded from the other DVC properties we've stayed in, and I really, really enjoyed my stay much more than I thought I would. So much so that I will have a follow-up video coming in the next few weeks to talk more about my journey with Disney's Riviera. But I do not think you can go wrong staying at this resort. I really think that I underestimated what it would actually feel like staying there. I happen to love that it's, high-rise buildings as opposed to more like a condo style. And it just felt very warm and welcoming. Every time I came home at the end of a long park day, it felt like home, but much nicer than my home. If my home was, in Europe and had amazing music and food, and yet everyone spoke English. I'm kidding. I also love going to Europe. So it's not really Europe, but it is very nice. And as I was there longer, I got to explore areas like the library and things like that. And yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed my stay. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for indulging me in a little bit of a different format. I promise to be back very soon. I have a trip to Disneyland coming up next. So if you want to watch all of those videos, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And if you want to support the work that I do here, I do not do sponsored content. So I'd love it if you would join us over on Patreon. The link on how to do that will be in the description box below. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're being really good to each other. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.